All right, I'll go ahead and get started. But maybe I should have somebody help me.
What's up? Woo!
We made it together. Well, she made it to Arizona. So
I did. It's hot. They all missed the surprise.
I know. They're like, what? Okay. How's everybody doing? Good? All right. Well, I have a little presentation planned for you. This was before I knew Sam was coming or that we were going to be together tonight. So I'll go ahead and do that. I'm going to screen share. I went to a training a couple months ago, or about a month ago, and I got to go to dinner with 12 other diamond coaches and hear from a lady from corporate. Her name is Leanne Ruff, and she did a training on 15 tips to unvaluable leadership, I believe is what it's called. I actually didn't have the title written in my notebook for some reason, but I wanted to share them with you guys because I feel like they really relate to any level that you're at, and we're all trying to be leaders. So I think this will be great for all of you. So I'm going to screen share. Okay. So I did put Ashley's 15 tips, and then I'm like, wait, they're not mine. I heard this from somebody else. So I took that down. So the first tip is to know your why. And a lot of this you guys have already heard, but it's just going to I'm just going to kind of tell you again. And it's so important to find that why that really, really gets you inside. I was on a call a couple weeks ago and we were talking about it. And I said, you need to dig until you know you hit it. You'll know when you hit it. If you don't have that feeling, then it's not there. To help people is an amazing why, but we all know that we need something deeper than that. So figure out your why, write it out often. I started writing out mine every morning when I journal, and honestly, it sets like the intention for my day. It gets me started, it gets me going, and it, helps me get through my power hour and just my whole day. So I definitely recommend doing that. And then of course, when we do Coach Basics, we always tell you guys to videotape your why. Well, I'm sure that after you go through Coach Basics, your why is going to change. And that's part of this, what I put it in here, is that your why is going to grow as you grow. So you need to constantly be digging. If your why is not giving you that feeling, like for me, I can sit down and write and it just like starts flowing out. And it really took me a long time to figure out what that was I wanted, but I just had to dig deep and find it. And then the last thing I have on there, is to share it. Make sure you share it with people so people know. And if you don't want to share the whole thing, because there's parts of my why that I just barely started letting out, that's okay. But you can share a little bit of it, or you can share it to, maybe your husband or your best friend or something. But it's better if you share it to somebody so they know why you're doing this, and it kind of keeps you accountable. And then the last thing is, you never arrive. Just remember to keep striving to be better. That's going to come up a lot in this slideshow. The next one is to have a vision. We always talk about that, and that really goes right along with your why. Write a letter to yourself like a year from now. We talked about that, and only this one followed through with it. She sent me hers, but I was having a tough time with the year one, I'm not going to lie, but I am going to finish writing mine out and I will post it in the group. But I have done a 3 and a 5 year letter before, and those are pretty crazy. Just start writing, like whatever details you can think. Don't think about the hows. Just start writing your vision of what you want your life to look like, what you want to smell like, the colors, feelings.
Write it out like it's already happened.
Yes. And that'll just bring it to life. I have a whole video on how I write my goals out, and they kind of tailor that way. Sorry.
It's okay.
And if you guys want to watch that, I'll post that up. But another thing is to journal. I write out if you're on.
I gotta go get him. I still gotta go get him. I will though. I'll go get him.
Let's take some cough syrup to make you feel better, buddy.
If you
Don't
do, Don, can you?
I'm like around 5, and I wanted to give them NyQuil before bed.
I don't want to go before bed.
Makes
Pause. Intermission.
Makes your stuff go away.
Oh,
Makes it go away. Makes it go away.
oh, sorry about that, guys.
I don't want
Okay. I'll go back to sharing. Okay. So, have a vision was my next one. And then to journal. It may be uncomfortable at first, and I totally wasn't into it, but now that I do it almost every morning, you don't know what's going to come out, and you're going to find some things that'll really push you and really start creating what you want. I do that every morning. I actually write out my goals. I write out 10 goals for the year. I write out my monthly goals once a month, but I don't look at them. So I just every morning I just sit down and write them out and then turn the next page the next day, do the same thing. But I normally don't go back until, a month or so, then I'll like start looking back. But you'd be surprised which ones stay the same and which ones change. And then don't put any limitations on your vision. Just dream big and just put as much detail into it as possible. Have a daily success goal. So this one took me a long time to learn, and it honestly helps me a lot because I am totally all over the place all of the time. So if you have a goal, even if you want to set it in the morning when you wake up, be like, write down, I want to invite 3 people. I want, 3 new contacts. I'm going to follow up with 5 people, whatever it is, write it down in your notebook, write it down somewhere, and just say, this is what you're going to do. Set your intention for the day. So if you are focusing on getting challenge group invites out that day, set that intention for the day. If you're focused on getting people into your sneak peek group, then focus on that. And I think that now that we have the calendar that we have, it makes it a lot easier for people because they can focus on, don't you think?
Yeah,
like
so much easier.
It's not like you're trying to focus on everything all day long. So you can break that up. And then Leanne told us at this training, she said, create an I did list at the end of the day. Now, I don't know, I can't speak for everybody, but for me, this was huge because I will go through my day like a chicken with my head cut off, and I'll go to bed and I'm like, I did nothing. But if I sit down at the end of the day and say, oh, I did this, 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 and this, then it makes me feel better. And it makes me, I actually like to do it before my kids get home or before I go pick them up from daycare or school, because then it allows me to be with them and be present and not be worrying about what I need or should have been doing.
No, this is awesome so far.
Okay.
And totally like how you would feel so much more fulfilled at the end of the day by doing that. Like,
yeah.
Because I definitely have those days where I did so much, but at the end of the day, I'm like, oh, I don't feel like I got anything done. Love it.
And then the next one is to, I don't know what number on because I guess I didn't number them, but get focused. She pointed out that we play so many roles in our life. So what are the top 4 roles for you? So, we play, mother, wife, girlfriend, Beachbody coach, maybe you have a full-time job, friend, there's just so many roles. So what we did was we wrote out all these roles and we figured out which the top 4 were for us. And that's where you need to put your focus. The rest of them, for a while you're building your success, it's going to have to be put aside, or, you're going to have to sacrifice some things along the way. So like, for instance, my top 4 roles are I'm a mother, I'm a wife, I'm a coach, and then I'm an office manager for my husband's company. So those are my top priorities as of right now. Friendships and other things and other roles that I should play kind of take a back seat, and that's okay because I tell people. If you're jumping on, if you could. I tell people that this is my priorities and this is what I'm doing, so that they understand that I'm not just. And then, like I said, you're going to have to sacrifice some things. And that kind of took me a long time to figure out and learn too. But honestly, like I used to be completely addicted to Housewives, and I haven't even seen the last 6 episodes of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, which is crazy. But there's some things just have to be put aside, and you could TiVo them and watch them later. But and then find the best time that you focus. Like I know that my best focus time is from 8 to 11. So that's when I have to tell people, and I know everybody's is different. I know everybody has different schedules, but if you can find that time where you're focused and you can have completely unplugged time, like phone on airplane mode, don't get into Facebook, that sort of thing, then your power hour will rock so much more than you will ever believe. Okay. I don't want to go over because there's a lot of slides, but be a student every day. Again, this is something that took me a long time to learn, and she is the thing for most of it. But
It changed everything for us.
Yes.
Everything.
Just soak in everything you can. She told me the other day, like, YouTube is our gold mine.
It is.
Like, there's so much stuff out there. If you feel like you're lacking on something, of course we're here to train you, but YouTube will have your answer. Go find the top 10 coaches. Watch their trainings. Anita Myron, she has some amazing trainings that are like 5 to 15 minutes long. Super short, but amazing information. So just always be open to learning every day. And when you learn something new, put it into play right away. So if you learn something new tonight on this call, hang up and do one thing. I don't care if it takes you 5 minutes. Just do one thing, because that is going to help you out more. Also, just remember that as you grow as leaders, you're always going to be learning. So I thought for a while that once I got to Diamond or Emerald, that I would know everything and I'd be good. And that is not the case. Things are constantly changing, and that's a good thing. Beachbody always comes out with new stuff, and we always need to be learning new ways to be successful. So just open up that mind of learning and learn to like it. But she gave us this quote that said, leaders don't become leaders because they knew it all. It's because they didn't know it all. This is a big one, and I know a lot of you, and it might hear you, but you are the CEO of your company, so of your business, and you decide what's going to happen. We can't do it for you. We can give you all the training in the world. We can give you all of the tips, the YouTube videos, but we cannot go out and post on your Facebook for you, or do your workouts, or drink your Shakeology. That's all on you. So you guys need to own it. And once you do, and act like, I have it at the bottom, but fake it before you make it. I mean, we do this a lot. We have to. And if you have listened to any of Lindsay Matway's stuff, or if you want to go search her on YouTube after this is over, she was our top coach last year. And she will openly say when she was a coach for the first couple months, she acted like she was the top coach of the business. And if you can act that way, or you can act the way that you want people to see you as, then the faster your business is going to grow, because you're gonna feel more confident. The last business opportunity call that we did, I told everybody, I sat there and I watched Melanie Mitro's for like 2 hours, and we got off the call and Sam was like, "Oh my gosh, you sound just like her."
She sounded just like Melanie Mitro, and she's the top coach for 2014. Ashley just watched her video, her opportunity webinar video over and over, just to help her.
Yeah, just steal somebody else's energy.
Yes.
That's my biggest thing, is if you want to do something that somebody else is doing, follow them, steal their energy, because you can grab amazing stuff from other people. And then I said set business hours. Like I was talking before, you want to have set times that you're working your business, but then you also want to have set times where you're not working your business, where you can just live your life, because when you do that, that's going to give you stuff to post on social media to share your life. That took me a long time to learn too. I'm not going to lie. All of this did. But that's why I want to share it with you guys now. Okay. And then don't just preach it. you need to preach or do what you're preaching. So if you're telling your clients to do something, to follow a meal plan, to follow a calendar, you need to be doing it too. And never stop doing the essentials. Never stop doing the 3 vital behaviors. This comes back to the fact that you never arrive. It doesn't matter which level you are at this business. Success Club is still number 1 in your business. You still have to hit Success Club every month because that's what's going to keep you growing. And if you're doing the 3 vital behaviors, your coaches are going to be doing them too because they're going to be following you. Give yourself your own best advice. Same, lead by example for both your coaches and your clients. All right, this is a big one, and you might not think it is, but if you haven't come across it yet, haters are going to hate, and that's just the way it is. This drug me down for a whole year. I was afraid to post things. I was afraid to talk about things. I was afraid to do different things because I didn't want to be hated on, which I am hated on. But what are you going to do? Those people aren't the people that you're going to want to follow you. Those aren't the people that are going to be your coaches. Those aren't the people that are going to be your clients. So you have to let them go. Don't get sucked into their drama. I had a group of girls in my community that kept posting negative stuff about Beachbody and stuff. And I wouldn't get on there and say things, but I would get so wrapped up in it that my energy would be brought so down. You know what you do? You unfollow those people. You unfollow them, you unfriend them, and that's actually next slide. But don't get wrapped in the drama. People are uncomfortable with change. And I always say there's going to be 2 types of people, or there's going to be people that are uncomfortable at first, and then they realize, okay, this is awesome. She's doing great, and they're going to support you. There's going to be people that support you right away. So there's 3 types of people. And there's people that are just never going to get it. Never. And you just have to kind of let those people go, just like bless, kiss them, say bye, and release. And, you can still be their friends and stuff, but just don't let them get you down. The other thing is you need to focus on your journey. Don't be focusing on all of the coaches around you. This one's doing this, and I'm down here. Do not do that. I did that for a while, but if I would have kept doing that, I wouldn't be here talking to you guys. I promise I wouldn't, because it would just get me so down. Everybody has their own journey and everybody has their own pace that they're on. So stick to yours. Of course, you need to celebrate everybody too, and that's a slide coming up too. But remember that if you share your story, it could help one person. So if you're worried about what these 5 people are going to think of you, just think about that one person that you could help. Like me with my bankruptcy. I had a hard time sharing that because we live in a small town, and my husband's kind of like known as the family with the money. And when I had to share that, I was afraid people were going to think, oh, well, that's not true or whatever. But eventually I got over that, because those people aren't the people that matter. The people that matter is the people that private messaged me and said, I'm really thinking about doing this. Can you give me some advice? Or this really helped me to make this decision. So just remember, you could help one person, and that's what really matters. Surround yourself with doers. So the saying, we're the average of the 5 people we spend the most time with. And that counts for on Facebook, because we are on Facebook a lot, or social media. So if you need to unfriend people or unfollow people because they're negative, do it. The unfollow button is amazing. And actually, don't you think?
I've done it several times, even before this.
And actually, once you start adding new people to your Facebook, and you're really not in the newsfeed that much, so you end up not seeing them anyways. But I remember when I was first a coach, I would get sucked into that. So, and then even when you're outside of Beachbody and you're living your normal life, you're going to notice that people around you, like I said, some of them are going to be negative, and you just kind of have to step away from them. Chalene Johnson has a lot of good stuff on this on her YouTube and her podcast that you can listen to about that. And she's helped me a lot in my business. Okay. I think we have a few more. Excuse me. So be humble. Ask for help when you need it. Don't be afraid to come to the group. Don't be afraid to post or come to us in a private message or anything, because we've all been there and we all know. Obviously, there's places where you can go to try to find the answer first. There's the back office, there's the FAQs, there's Google, there's YouTube. But don't be afraid to come ask us, because that's what we're here for. And Dynamo has a lot of good information too. If you don't feel comfortable posting in there, post it in our group, and then we can go from there. But you'll start to learn your strengths and your limitations, and that's okay. Like I am good at coming up with things and being creative and stuff. And, Sam is the one that's better at like being more organized or doing better slideshows than this one that I've created.
Oh, this one's awesome.
But it's true. But I have to just let that go. Like I almost didn't do a slideshow today, and I'm like, no, I should. Just because I'm not good at it, it doesn't mean I shouldn't do it. So just be okay with that. And, just play in your strengths and play in your limitations too. And again, you never arrive. So just remember that. Recognize the people around you. This is huge because everybody wants to be recognized. That is like, people like that, and they like to hear their names recognized. So recognize your coaches, recognize your clients and your challenge members. Do it on their Facebook page. I mean, obviously your clients and your challenge members, make sure it's okay with them before you do that. But this is, for referrals, that is huge, first of all. But second of all, it makes them feel like you care and that you're there, you're really there for them. And then, we are a family, so celebrate your fellow coaches. When everybody is together and we're celebrating each other, it just creates this amazing environment. And when we're down, we can all help each other. And that's what we're here for. There's so many amazing things that have come out of just being a coach. And I'm not talking about money or helping people or whatever, just the people around me that have been able to help me when I need help personally, or, when you're down. So just celebrate everyone's successes. Did I mute myself? Can you guys? Oh, yeah.
You're good.
Okay. And then embrace failure. This is a huge one. And this is something that if you learn early, it's going to be.
This might be the most important one to me.
I think so. I really do. Because it took me till January, I think, to embrace failure. And I had, a personal thing I had to get over. And I think that once you learn that it's okay to fail, then you're going to be all right. So it's like learning. And once you start doing it, it's going to be fun. And you'll be like, okay, I want to do it again. Like me doing calls. It took me, I think my first call was last August, and I was scared to freaking death to do a call. But now it's just like, I get on and we're good, But you guys are all going to be in that spot, and we are going to ask you to do calls, and you're going to be scared. But you need to just say yes and just do it, because once you do it once, then it's going to become easier every time. And this goes along the lines of social media. If you post something out there and it doesn't work, there's a couple things. You can delete it, you can repost it again, or you can try it again a different way. Because there are times when I post things, I'm sure you post things and it's just
all
like
the time.
Crickets, and you're like, what the heck? But it could be the wrong time. So just try again, and you can only get better. Have integrity with everything you do. As our team together, this is like huge for us. We do not want everyone going out there stealing other people's coaches, bad-mouthing people, or even, posting on your Facebook. You need to watch. It's now business. So you kind of have to watch what you're saying. So they're always watching, and they will always notice if you do something wrong. I'm not saying that you need to be perfect. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying there's like a line that you don't want to cross. Like, I don't know.
Doing things with integrity.
Yes.
I don't know.
So no coach or client is worth it. If you are trying to get somebody else's coach, and it's just not worth it. You want people that are going to stick with you. And then you want people to respect you, which is why you want to do things with integrity. I have a lot of people that say no to me, but I keep in touch with them and I help them with like little questions and things. And in a couple months, they come back to me and they want to do it. They want to do my next group or just,
always.
Yes.
Always. They come back. That was with the failure thing where I thought that was so important. Sorry. I didn't.
No, go.
But like, we get told no all the time, guys. I know you guys, if you're new and you're like, oh my gosh, I reached out to 10 people and 10 people told me no. Ashley and I get told no all the time. But whenever I get told no, I offer them help anyways. I send them the free meal plan if they want it. I ask them if I can follow up with them. And in 2 months, usually about 2 to 3 months, they come back. They are ready for a challenge group. They know the price now. They'll budget for it. They want to do it. They see all your challengers going through and they're like, I still need help. I still want to do this. And they'll come back.
Yeah, I agree completely. So just be real. And then if you do something wrong, I'll give you a quick example is when you sell a challenge pack and you know that their Shakeology is going to renew in 30 days. And we all have our different systems of how we keep track of that. And you'll learn that in Coach Basics if you haven't already. I know our two systems are just a little bit different, but pretty similar. And let's just say you miss somebody because it's going to happen. It is going to happen. And then their card gets charged and they're mad. Just apologize. Just apologize and just do what you can for them. This happened to one of my customers a month ago, and I ended up having like a few, what did I have? I had something I sent her. I think it was a Shakeology bottle and like an extra workout or something I had laying around. I just sent it to her and everything was like fine. But it was somebody that I really like had respect for, and I felt really horrible that it happened to that person. I would feel horrible if it happened to anybody. But if you just apologize, then again, they will understand. They'll come back. And then work with the willing. I feel like these all lead on top of each other. You're going to have people that are going to say no, 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 no. Just quit hounding them. Move on to new people. Always be adding new people daily. Again, this took me a long time to learn it. And I'm like, I'm talking to so many people. But when I looked back, I was talking to the same people over and over. And they were like ready to just like hit the block button. Like we don't want to hear from her anymore. But when you're adding new people, then when you're following up, you're not following up with the same people every day. Let your coaches and your clients have their own goals. So if you sign somebody up, as a coach, and they just want to do discount or they just want to earn their Shakeology back or whatever their goals may be, just let them do that and support them in that way. If maybe you're not going to spend so much time with that coach that just wants to do that. But if your coach wants to make a full-time business out of this or an income out of this, then obviously you're going to spend more of your time with that coach. And then you can't make anybody do anything. This is, obviously a life lesson, but you can preach to them up and down. And I am not a really pushy person when it comes to selling challenge packs or getting into my challenge group. But I will push, a little bit, but I'm not going to just hound them because to me that would turn me off and I wouldn't want that. So I always treat people the way I want to be treated. I knew we were going to go over on this. The last thing is I don't know if it's the last thing, but keep a list. I don't know how you get to it.
Never mind.
There we go. Keep a list. Track who you're talking to. I'm really not an organized person, and it's really hard for me to do this. But once I started writing down what I was doing every day, I did this challenge in Dynamo a month ago, I think. I said, what are you really doing every day? What are you doing during your power hour? Write it down. Who are you talking to? Are you doing all follow-ups? Are you inviting people? And that's like goes back to the follow-ups. I didn't realize that I was just following up with the same people. Like I needed to add new people. I thought I was adding new people because I'm talking to people all day long. But until I wrote it down in front of me, I didn't understand where I was going wrong. So in order to see where you're going wrong, you have to track it. Just like your food. you know, like your containers. You have to track your containers or you're not going to be successful. So figure out a system that works for you. Use the business activity tracker in the back office. Use a notebook. I used a notebook for the longest time. I just carried around with me, write it down. Or maybe something like Evernote. I know that, I don't know if Jackie's on the call. I can't see everybody. But she is going to have an amazing training on that soon about how to use your list, your contact list on Evernote. And your contact list is important. But let me tell you that this is more about tracking what you're doing. So it is important to keep your contact list, but more or less be able to look and see what you're doing every day and where you need to improve. And that was the last one. So I hope you guys all enjoyed that. And does anybody have any questions? Because we do have 8 minutes left, but no.
I could give Ashley some input.
Oh,
thought
go
that
ahead.
was-
I have a question.
Go, Liz.
So how many days in advance when people's home direct is going to be shipping do we need to give, like, tell them, like, how many days in advance do you usually tell them that they're going to have another shipment of Shakeology come out?
Well, like Sam has a video that goes in the middle of your challenge group that talks about
I
it.
think so, yeah. In the middle of my challenge group, I have it set up so that I think it's probably like the middle of week 2.
Okay.
In one of the videos, I remind them that the Shakeology and how to cancel if they need to, and let them know.
Okay. Okay. Perfect.
What I do is when I sell a challenge pack, I go onto my phone and I go onto the calendar and I go to the next month. So when it would renew, and then I go probably 7 or 8 days back and I make a reminder with that person's name. And that's the day I message them. I just say, hey, how's it going? Is everything going good? I have to look at my wording, but something along the lines of how's Shakeology going or something like that. And then I move into discount and coaching from there. And you do go over all of that in Coach Basics too.
Okay. Oh, another question is, does your Shakeology renew on the exact day that you ordered it? So like it will be shipped to your house on that day, or you'll get it on that day?
The order process is on that date.
Okay.
That's when they would charge your card and start.
Okay. So exactly 30 days from when you purchased the last one.
So if you purchase on the 28th, it'll go through on the 20th, right? Or is it 30 days?
Yeah.
I think it's, yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Welcome.
Thanks for the question.
Anybody have anything else? Can you guys hear our kids screaming in the background? No?
We'll let the
That's
husbands
good.
handle it.
All right. Well, you guys have a wonderful night, and thanks for getting on. I will post the recording probably later because it'll have to load. But have a great night, and we'll see you guys on the boards.
Bye, guys.
Bye.